Women are consuming poison and they're calling it entertainment. I can't open anything on my phone without being bombarded by women that I know in my area and women all over the world obsessing over shows like Love Island, The Bachelor, these degenerate reality TV shows. I can't believe you guys watch this stuff. You gotta stop. It's brain rot. It's rotting your brain. I've never really understood the fascination with this. I always thought it was weird that people really liked these shows. However, now that I look on it, now that I'm a little bit older, women love drama. They survive off of drama. I've seen it time and time again through things like a stable relationship. A woman can be in a stable relationship and she will create unnecessary drama just to have some sort of entertainment through that drama. Now, of course, they do this subconsciously. And even me, myself, I think that I do this as well. I try to be conscious of it, but I realize that, okay, why am I being a little bit unnecessarily emotional right now? Am I trying to cause some sort of, debate or conflict or drama just for entertainment? So even myself, someone who's aware of these things and aware of the natural ways that women act without thinking about it, I still do it sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and act perfect, okay? But let's go back to these shows I'm talking about. I can't even begin to process the interest people have in these shows. They're completely fake. They're completely scripted. Why are you investing your energy, your time into these shows? Why are you investing your attention into these things? Attention is currency. Where you put your attention is where things flourish. Whether that's negative or positive, it's going to have an effect on you. So if your wife or your girlfriend likes these shows, you should be worried because women are very influenceable, and even without realizing it, they can be influenced to do things that are negative to their life and the people around them, and they can be influenced to think that that is better and that is good. Women power, women empowerment, woohoo. So what do these shows promote? Well, if you have a brain and it's working, you'll know that these shows promote promiscuity, cheating, a lack of pair bonding, betrayal, impulsiveness, conflict, gossiping, all sorts of things that don't come from God. They don't come from a good place. They are all the most degenerate, disgusting things in human nature. Jealousy is another one, okay? So let me just pretend right now, I'm a woman, I'm going to come home from my job, probably gossip a little bit with my boyfriend or my friends or my family about my day at my work and the people there. And then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to waste my time turning on a show with half-naked women and half-naked men that are just trying to hook up with each other. Nothing more, nothing less. It's completely scripted. It's totally fake. And then I'm going to take my phone, take a picture of the screen, post on my Instagram talking about how much I want this guy to be with this girl and how much this girl shouldn't have done this and this girl was blah, 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 blah. How much filler this girl has. How much, better this girl looks than the other one. How this girl reacted. Why do you care? No one cares. I mean, clearly, obviously, people care. But, what? What kind of clown world are we living in? What kind of clown world are we living in? I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. I'm going to sit down, watch a show, take a picture, and then talk about these people who are completely fictional because the characters are made up. They are told how to act. They're told what to do. It's completely scripted. The producers sit down and they write out this whole degenerate plot to keep you addicted. How can you not know that? And if you do know that, how can you continue to watch that knowing it's completely fake? If you're a woman, especially, you need to protect your brain. You need to protect your mind. In the Bible, I've mentioned this before in another video, the Bible mentions to protect your mind a lot. It emphasizes that really. And it's important for everybody to protect their mind from different things. For men, pornography, of course. Exposure online to things that could lead them into temptations and lustful thoughts, etc. I'm not a man, so I don't struggle with those things. Can't speak directly on them. But I'm a woman, and what I can speak on is our minds and how easily influenceable they are. Okay? You can go into a show like these degenerate pieces of trash. You can go into them knowing they're fake. You can go into them knowing all that. And you could still fall into the trap of believing the ideas they're pushing, okay? Which is crazy, but it's just true. We are weak-minded. Females are weak-minded. Women are weak-minded. I don't care who you are. You could be the strongest woman ever. You still have flaws and weaknesses in your mind, okay? That's why it's extremely important that you protect your mind with all possible routes. TV, music, the friendships you have, the conversations you have, the things you talk about, the way you talk about things, okay? You've got to be constantly self-analyzing and adjusting and removing what doesn't work and doing more of what does work, okay? So one of those things is the shows you watch, like I just mentioned. And let's just break down what do these shows promote. I've already talked about some things like betrayal, impulsiveness, jealousy, promiscuity, cheating, lack of pair bonding, all this junk that is destroying the family unit. What else is it teaching women? It's teaching us to seek attention. The more attention you can get as a woman, the better. So that fuels the fire of the female competition, because you can see in these shows, which I've never watched, by the way. I've just seen clips through online social media and people posting on their stories. But clearly it's so evident. It promotes the female competition, but in the wrong way, if there's even a right way. It promotes, the more skin I show, the better I am than her. Or the more I put out myself, the better I am than her. The more I make snide comments about this girl, maybe this guy will like me, which is all fake, as we know. I've mentioned that multiple times here already, but it's done this way for a reason, to promote that to the women watching, because who are the main audiences? The women. And if you can corrupt the minds of all the women, you can corrupt the minds of the household, and so on and so forth. Or you can even prevent a household from happening, because you've already made this woman hate men or be a hoe, whatever it may be, and now her value's gone. Another thing these shows promote is lust, okay? This is detrimental to both sides. It's showing basically naked women with men. They're all aroused. They're all going there for one thing and one thing only. No one's there to find love. You don't find love on a TV show. Come on. You don't even find... I guess you can find love on dating apps. That's a whole other video, but a whole bunch of just psyops. It's disgusting, really. Really interfering with the natural human order. But anyways. So you're just promoting this lustful, disgusting, degenerate activity. And I'm not going to speak on the male aspect of this right now, because there's a whole other thing about that, whole separate video. I'm talking about women, okay? Because I am a woman, as I keep stating. I want to make that clear for any women that are mad about the things that I say. That's why I keep saying that, because you guys can get mad at guys for talking about that. Think you can, but you can't get mad at me, because I'm a woman, and I know how you guys operate. I know how I have operated naturally. It is detrimental to the psyche of women to operate in this manner. Why? Because women pair bond. So what does that mean? If a woman is too ran through, that drastically decreases or diminishes her opportunity to bond with a partner for life after she's already been through the runner, if that makes sense. We operate on oxytocin. Whenever a woman is intimate with a man, there's an oxytocin release pairing her to that man, okay? Men don't operate the same way. I'm not talking about the moral ethics of men and what they choose to do, but biologically, what happens to men in their brains when they have multiple partners throughout their lifetime is completely the opposite from what happens to women, okay? We're focusing on us women right now. It is biologically against your best interest in the future of your generation and your children. It is biologically against you to be a hoe. But these shows, social media, everything promotes it because they don't want you to have a family. They want you to die alone and single with your cat. By the way, cats are going to eat you after you die, by the way. Cat ladies, you guys love cats? Cats are the most disloyal animal. Your dog wouldn't eat you when you die. He'll die right beside you. He'll go hungry when you're dead in your house. Your cat, single cat lady, she's going to eat you when you're dead. Went off topic. But anyways, the point is to keep you single and alone because your power is in the family that you bring up. Your power as a woman is in the family that you create. That is dare I say, that is the only important thing, or the most important thing, that you, being born a woman, has to do in this lifetime, is to have children, have a husband, submit to him, serve him, and raise your children right so that they can do the same thing for the future generations. That is your responsibility. Being a hoe, looking beautiful, being on a TV show, all of those things are there to take your power away. Okay? You're not empowered for participating, for indulging, for consuming that content. None of that is empowerment. You're doing the opposite and you don't even realize it. And when you do realize it, it will be too late for you. Your value will be gone because you will have already given a piece of yourself to everybody for the world to see. People are a lot less likely to accept these ideas through arguments. So if I were to sit here and argue with a woman, oh, you should go out and be promiscuous. You should go out and cheat on your partner. Oh, you could just dump him over an argument. It doesn't matter. There's more guys lined up. Oh, you should compete with her to get this guy's attention. If I just told a girl that, what is that going to do? Not that much, probably after one time of telling her. How am I going to convince her? What these shows do is they brainwash women, especially through constant exposure. So every woman you see waiting on that new season of Love Island to come out, oh, she's brainwashed. You better run the other direction. She's done for. Those things corrupt your mind. And when they corrupt your mind, they play through the real life actions and then they corrupt your soul. And now you've got a whole bunch of problems that you're putting on other people. And a lot of people aren't going to want to deal with those things, rightfully so. They're just not. Why would they? A society doesn't collapse when people start doing evil things. It collapses when people stop recognizing those things as evil and degenerate. And that is what's happening right now. Women, you need to be careful what you repeatedly consume. Human beings become what they consume. Whatever you put in comes out, whether you realize it or not. Protect your mind. It's the only thing that you have control over fully. Nietzsche said a quote, and it sticks with me on this topic. He who fights with monsters, lest be careful, thereby he become a monster. Most women think they're just watching entertainment, but when you stare at dysfunction for long enough, the dysfunction starts staring back at you.